वेलकम बैक टू माई चैनल फ्रेंड्स, दिस साइड सोनिया हेयर। और ये एक है प्लेन ग्लास बॉटल। आई थॉट ऑफ गिविंग दिस अ मेक ओवर। सो ऑफकोर्स हम डिकोपाज आर्ट करने वाले हैं। पहले मैं उसके ऊपर लगाऊंगी हमारा वाइट कलर का। सो यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट यू अप्लाई जनरस 2 layers of white gesso, and you need to let it dry completely. Of course, I'm going to do a lot of gesso work off camera so that I speed up this process. Once the gesso work is done, we are going to let it dry separately and we will move on to our decoupage napkins. So here is the leftover piece of my napkin जो हमने अपने पहले projects में किया था, and I thought of using this one, and I thought of using this one with another napkin so that I can show you guys how you can use your small bits and pieces of napkin and how you can club two different napkins. So this was in an annual theme, and after doing the cutting work, I'm removing the plies, and then I moved on to my second layer of napkin. So I'm just going to handpick few of the portions and cut it and then remove the plies. अगर आप decoupage papers use कर रहे हैं, आपको plies use करना नहीं पड़ता है. But whenever you are using your decoupage napkins, you have to make sure that you remove all the plies of your napkin. Few of the napkins have one ply, few of them have two plies. It depends. सो जैसे ड्राई हो जाने के बाद योर बॉटल लुक्स अमेजिंगली वाइट, एंड अब हम स्टिक करेंगे हमारा डिकोपाज नैपकिन. नाउ हियर इज अ ट्विस्ट. सो व्हेन आई थॉट ऑफ एडिंग दिस नैपकिन, आई जस्ट रियलाइज कि ऊपर एक ब्यूटिफुल कटआउट है जो विच इज अटैच टू माई नैपकिन. सो आई जस्ट थॉट ऑफ रिमूविंग दैट एंड एडिंग दिस टू माई another side of the bottle. So this is going to give a very nice long effect to my bottle. And of course, before sticking, please do make sure that you remove your napkin plies. So now here for sticking, I'm using my decoupage glue, and I will make sure that I spread it evenly. One of the very important tip, whenever you are sticking your napkin, आप पूरा napkin एक बार में stick नहीं करेंगे, otherwise you will get a lot of wrinkles and bubbles. So what you do is you just start sticking your napkin part by part. This is going to make your work much more easier. Now one more tip, like you can see how my bottle is toppling here and there. So just to avoid that, you can keep any scissor or anything so that it gets stuck to one place, it doesn't move. I should have done that, but somehow I just missed it out. But you guys can try it out. Just in case if you guys have any ideas of handling this toppling process, let me know in the comment section. I will be more than happy to help. Of course, I don't need to mention this again, but I would love to mention that you can check all of these supplies on our website at growingcraft.com. The link is there in the video. Of course, I have listed all the supplies in the description box so that it's easier for you guys. So of course, decoupage napkin stick करने के time पे you have to be very careful. You need to make sure that you stick your napkins clearly. So if you are doing the napkin work layer by layer, dry each and every layer so that your process becomes easier. Okay, because if it's a flat surface, it's easy, but if it's a round surface, what happens is आप अपने bottle को round करोगे, वो नीचे से अगर आपका decoupage glue अगर wet है, it is just going to stick to your surface. So just to avoid that, use your heat gun. I highly recommend having a heat gun whenever you are doing your decoupage, your mixed media art. It really saves a lot of time. Now coming back to the sticking work, once I'm done with that process, I'm going to stick this flamingo on the other side, and trust me, this is one of the easiest way of like extending your artwork. So there is no hard and fast rule कि जो design जैसा दिया आपको वैसा ही use करना है. No, not at all. You can always play around with the designs. I'm not sure if you guys have watched one more of my tutorial. I'll try to share the link. It's again a bottle art where I have used two different napkins. So there I have created a border with one napkin and I've used another napkin just to add a little more drama. Likewise here what I'm doing is I have used one giraffe theme napkin and the other one is birds. So I just thought of adding some birds on the top. So of course आपको अभी दिख रहा होगा कि स्टेम सारे अलग अलग हैं, बड़ा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा दिख रहा है, but don't worry. By the time we'll move to the end of the project, you will see that it is I am actually joining all those stems and they look beautiful. Now with the decoupage glue, you have to make sure that you apply that generously. अगर आप कम लगा रहे हो and then you will expect कि आपका project सूख जाए, it doesn't happen that way. Okay, so you have to be generous and you have to be really kind when you are using your supplies. Of course, heat gun is something which I use multiple times when I'm doing my decoupage art. It saves a lot of time. trust me, it saves a lot of time whenever it comes to your decoupage and mixed media art. जहाँ पे भी आई एम फीलिंग दैट थोड़ा मेरा एडिसिव नहीं लगा है, माई ग्लू नहीं लगा पाई हूँ, आई एम जस्ट एडिंग दैट विद माई ब्रश एंड हियर वी आर गुड टू गो. So I hope this process was easy. Now moving on to the next, here I'm going to add my stem. So here I've taken up a brown color ka chalk paint, and with my flat brush I'm just going to join all the stems, and you can see how easy it is. So if you want, you can add some more leaves there, but I knew that I'm going to add a lot of massive stamping later on. So that is the reason I just did the stem work. I did not added any leaves or anything. And anyways, bottom part of my bottle has a lot of green. So I just thought having my massive stamping is going to just fulfill my requirement here. So one more important thing, whenever you are doing your decoupage art, your mixed media art, please do make sure that you use your chalk paints only, no acrylic paints, because that tends to get like come out very easily. Chalk paints stick to your base really well, so and they dry out completely matte, so it is just going to merge with your layers really well. Of course, stem हो जाने के बाद again I'm using my heat gun. You guys will be like, Sonia has gone mad or what? वो कितना heat gun use करती है? But trust me, once you start using your heat gun, you will realize it is such a magic tool. So of course, now before moving on to the next layer, we had to use our heat gun, and now I'm back to my massive stamping. So यहाँ पे मैंने actual में मेरे ink pads के 3 different shades use किए. So for the bottom one, I have used the darkest part because it is just going to show the ground. So here I've used the mesh stamp, and I'm using a darker shade, and I'm just dabbing bit like the faded version on the top of it. Then once this is done and it covers up my area really well, then I'm going to move on to my honeycomb. Now for the honeycomb, I'm taking a light brown shade. Whatever the ink pads you're using, it has to be permanent, otherwise वो smudge हो जाएगा whenever you're using your varnish or your any other mediums. So please do make sure that you use your permanent ink pads only. So I'm just dabbing my honeycomb stamp. This is like one of the best massive stamp design which I really like, and I think it is a must have for all the decoupage and mixed media artists. It is going to be such a savior. I even use this design for my card making, for my scrapbook making, and trust me, I absolutely love it. Now this is yours favorite too, the script stamp. So yes, I have got a lot of feedbacks regarding this stamp, and I'm so happy that you guys are loving it like anything. I absolutely love it. So just imagine, I've been using this stamp for almost 3-4 years now. It is still like as good as new only. I've used it with my chalk paints, with my ink pads and everything. So बात करते करते हमारा stamping हो गया है complete. So my bottle is done. Now it's time to add my varnish. You have to make sure that you apply generous amount of varnish, and यहाँ पे of course I had to do some color blending. That is the reason I'm using my varnish. Otherwise जो आपका napkin है ना, वो कोई भी color को absorb करेगा, and just to avoid it, you have to make sure that you first apply your varnish and then move on to your color blending technique. Now for the varnish, I would suggest आप varnish लगाने के बाद either you leave it for 2 hours for drying out, or you can use your heat gun, and varnish dry होने के बाद ही you guys have to move on to the next step, right? Now for the varnish, I know a lot of you have a query कि varnish कौन सा use करना है, कैसे use करना है, how to use it, क्या करते हैं, and there are hundreds of questions. I've already done a video on that. Do check out on my YouTube channel. I'll try to post the link of that also in the description box. Do check out the varnish tutorial. That will be really helpful. So after my varnish work is done, I had to dry it because then we are going to do our color blending. So I just thought of adding some popping color to it. So I have picked up purple color this time. Yes, you are right. It's very rare that I use purple color for my decoupage art. So I just thought of using my purple color, and plate में मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा डाल दिया था. So मैंने बाकी निकाल के I'm just adding a lot of water because we want to do the watercolor technique. And please do make sure that you use your chalk paints only. हमारा bottle dry हो चुका है, and just because we have added varnish to it, so now I can actually use my water on the top of my bottle. There is one more video which I have done where a lot of you have been asking me कि plates को कैसे clean करें, decoupage artwork को कैसे clean करें. So I have done that. I'll post that link also in the description box. Do check that video. That is really helpful. Now coming back to the video, I'm just adding my diluted color to my bottle, and once this is done, I'm going to seal it with my varnish. At least 2 coat of varnish, my friends, then your art will be done. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do let me know your feedbacks in the comment section. Do check out our website growingcraft.com, and thank you and take care and bye bye.